Okay, so I'm gonna make a quick kind of impromptu video on how to survive, like survival tips for surviving with nothing. And when I mean nothing, I mean nothing. Not even clothes. Say you're completely naked. And it might be saying, "Oh, that's ridiculous. How would I ever end up in a survival situation where I was completely naked?" Well, uh, realistically, if you are in a war zone, say as a soldier, or you just caught up in it as a civilian, or you were even just a victim of kidnapping or sex trafficking or something happened while you were taking a shower. Who knows? Okay. But, we come into this world naked, knowing mostly nothing except for what instinct gives us. And, we leave the world with nothing. So it is a great thing to know how to survive with nothing and to not be in this mentality, that this consumerist mentality that, oh, I need this knife, or this water filter, or water bottle, or this backpack, or this kind of clothing, or this blanket, or this tent, or whatever, or this rifle. You don't need anything to survive. Anything, truly. So if you say you just escaped somewhere, you're completely naked. I'll go with that premise, not any of the other ones, because it is the one that is going to give you the most knowledge. And I'm going to do a couple of videos on this, and I might even do one where I actually go out and show you some survival techniques with nothing at all. So first thing you're going to want to do is you are going to want to find a place with dirt or dust or mud, and if it's not wet out, if it's very dry and you can't find a water source, that's fine. You should do this anyway. First thing you need to do is get as much dirt and mud on yourself as possible. Get it in your hair, get it on your skin, get it everywhere, 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 everywhere. Especially in the armpits and places that it exude a lot of scent. So obviously, the first reason for this is to mask your scent. This is to mask it from animals that might be useful for eating, and mask it from predators, predatory animals, and mask from dogs. So, mask your scent. Second, this helps to regulate body temperature. So, not only does it keep you cool if it's very hot out, it will also make you a little bit warmer if it's cold out, because your body heat won't dissipate directly into the air, and you'll have a shield against wind shear. So the third thing that this does for you, it should be obvious. It camouflages you, and there is no better camouflage in the environment that you are in than the environment itself. So putting the environment itself onto your skin to cover you up is great camouflage. You will smell like it, you will look like it, and if you're down in the dirt for an extended period of time, you'll is perfect. Perfect camoufage is the environment itself, the dirt of the environment itself. And now, if there's no water source, you should still cover yourself with as much dirt as possible. And the human body has the natural oils on the skin. So if you find very dry dirt or even sand, and you just rub as much of it on yourself as possible, some of it is going to stick. Some of it's gonna stick. And if you are like in a really, really hot environment, like sand, like a desert, you should look for dried up riverbeds, because that soil, it will be more like very dry clay, and the consistency of it, the grain, will stick to the skin, whereas pure sand will most likely not stick to the skin. But if you are in a desert environment and you are in dunes and you cannot find anything like that, the easiest way to keep yourself cool is to bury yourself in the sand. And it is also a great way to hide. So, if you make a pit, cover yourself mostly with the sand, you will be fine. And this is obvious. You should really, whatever environment you're in, do as the animals do. Okay, so in a desert, lizards and snakes and scorpions and all that stuff, when it gets too hot, they bury themselves in the sand to cool down. So, like, don't be freaking out looking for water and chasing mirages and all that shit. Bury yourself in the sand, wait till nighttime, move at nighttime, rest during the day. Just, like, take in once you're deep in the sand, and you pretty much just only have, like, this showing. By the way, you should make, like, a little mound around, so that and make it look natural too, like have a snaking, like the sand, like it's just a wave, and have a wave here and a wave here. Don't have like just a round circle, because that will look unnatural in a dune where there are waves. So just do that. Bury yourself in the sand, and just relax. Think, meditate, think about your situation and whatnot, and you'll be fine. If you're in a wet environment, obviously find some mud or some dirt and cover yourself with it. Cover yourself as much as possible. And the second tip that you can use for this is you are always better off in any environment with a weapon, especially if you are in an environment where you are being chased. So, a weapon doesn't have to be complicated, doesn't have to be some fancy knife or fancy gun or even a fancy bow and arrow. The most effective weapon in human history that we used for millions of years is a spear. So if you can find a growing wood, tree, or whatever, even just a short bush, if you can only find short bush, take the straightest piece you can find. Make sure it is of decent thickness, not too thick. What you want is something that you can hold with your thumb over these knuckles, at least. If you can only hold it like this or like this, that's not so good, because if you can hold it like this, you're gonna have more purchase on the weapon. You're gonna be able to grip it tighter and use it more effectively. So find a spear, and while a long spear is good for thrusted fighting, if you are being chased by human enemies who are intent on killing you, they will probably be dressed to the nines in military garb, and they will have guns. So don't worry about having this big long spear. Get a short spear. It can be even as short as just as short as your fist. And if it is as short as your fist, what you can do is you can use it as there's a martial arts weapon called a yawara. A yawara is a sharp stick that goes in the hand, and it is used almost like how you would take a roll of pennies in your hand and punch. So it increases the power of the punch, and also if you have a little bit sticking out, you can hammer into someone and cause damage that way. So you don't need a big stick. Even just like a short spear will work great. And plus, it's less liable to break if it's short. It is so you say, how do you sharpen it? Well, rub it against something. Video is almost ended, so I will talk more about this soon. Bye.